For 8 years, the Ramirez family lived in their house without a second thought. Sure, it was a little drafty, a little noisy, but what old house isn't? That all changed the night the attic light turned on by itself. It was just after midnight when Maria woke up. A faint glow was leaking through the hallway ceiling vent. She nudged her husband. Was the attic light on earlier? He mumbled, half asleep. No, probably just a wiring glitch. But when he climbed the folding ladder to check, the light suddenly clicked off, plunging him into darkness. He froze. Maria, did you hit a switch? No, she called up. The switch was inside the attic, far from anyone's reach. That was the first night. The second night, the light flicked on at 12:43 a.m. The third night, 12:41. Each night, it turned on a few minutes earlier than the last. After a while, the family just stopped checking. They were too tired to care. If the house wanted to act up, let it. But on the seventh night, their son, Mateo, said something that sent a chill down Maria's spine. Mom, I heard someone walking above me. She forced a smile. It's just an old house, honey. But that night, she lay awake, listening, and she heard it too. Slow, careful paced steps. It wasn't the sound of pipes or settling wood. It was footsteps. The next morning, she demanded her husband call an electrician. The man went up into the attic, checked the wiring, the switch, even the light bulb. This system is old, he said, but there's nothing wrong with it. Then why does it keep turning on? Maria asked. He just shrugged. Someone would have to be up there, flipping the switch. That night, the light turned on again. This time they called the police. 2 officers arrived and swept the entire house, every room, closet, and the basement. Then they opened the attic. It was empty. No signs of forced entry, one officer concluded. It's probably just a short circuit. They left, but 2 hours later, the attic light was glowing again. Something was deeply, deeply wrong. Maria decided to install a cheap Wi-Fi camera in the hallway, pointing up at the attic door. Not inside the attic, she was too scared to go up there, but facing the entrance. If someone's coming down, she said, we'll catch them. The next night, the light switched on. At 12:32 a.m., they immediately opened the camera feed on their phone. Nothing, just the ladder, the closed attic door, and the soft yellow glow bleeding around its edges. Then, a faint sound. A creak. Someone was walking up there. Maria whispered, "Tell me you hear that." Her husband, pale, nodded. Another creak. Then a soft dragging sound like fabric moving across old wood. Then silence. He climbed the ladder slowly, his phone's flashlight shaking, and pressed his ear to the attic door. He stepped back down. "There's someone up there," he said. They backed away from the hall. With trembling hands, they called the police again. This time, the officers went straight into the attic. A few moments later, one of them called down, "You should come see this." Hesitantly, the couple climbed up. The attic looked empty, but it also looked lived in. There were footprints in the dust, a pile of food wrappers, and a nest of old jackets arranged like a bed. And on the far side, hidden behind insulation boards, was a small crawl space just big enough for a person to crouch inside. "Looks like someone's been staying here for a while," the officer said grimly. "Possibly for months." Maria felt sick. "How did they get in?" The police promised to check all entry points, but they were pretty sure the person might still be somewhere in the house. They searched every room again, but found nothing. The officers stayed until sunrise. For the first time in days, the attic light stayed off. The family started packing immediately. But while folding clothes, Maria heard a tiny click from above her. She froze. Looking up into the hallway, she saw it. The attic light was on. Again, her husband came running. Maybe the officers left it, but no. He had watched them turn it off. The light clicked off. Then on, off, on. Someone was standing at the switch, flicking it over and over. A message, a warning, a threat. They grabbed their kids and ran. As they started down the stairs, a faint scraping sound echoed from inside the walls. Then a soft thud, and then silence. Within hours, they were at a hotel. The police later discovered a small, broken vent on the roof, the perfect entry point for someone thin enough to squeeze through. But the most disturbing discovery was the timeline. Based on the evidence, the intruder had likely been living in their attic for at least 14 weeks. Long before the light ever started turning on, long before they heard footsteps, the family never returned to the house. And to this day, neighbors occasionally report seeing a faint glow from the attic window, even though the power was completely cut over a year ago.